What's up, YouTube? It's Wednesday. That's 3 days in a row that I don't do nothing. And today, I'm going to go right ahead and make this video. Now, Sex Game is officially on break because I've made so many of them. And we're going to move on to my new series, Sex and Dating. Now, Solo TV84 made a video this past week that I give him some respect and some credit for. And that is, what we're going to call this bad boy? I think we're going to call this one, the new dating age. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to call it the new dating age. Because he said that he predict, or it will be estimated, that in the next 10 to 15 years, the dating dynamics will create a new dating diversion. Now, that is a title for a new video, isn't it? Now, you do understand that I'm going to say from the year 2020 to the year 2035. So I'm going to say so much as 15 years from now that we're probably going to see something transform into something even more bigger. I'm here to give you what I think might happen from 2020 to 2035. Now, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me to predict the future or to tell you what I think might happen, but I can give you an estimated time of what could possibly happen. Now, you know how we have these dating apps, right? Like Tinder and Love Me Cupid and Hot or Not, and you know, some of these other dating websites that men invest their time and money in. Well, I got some news for you. And I want to say YouTube is probably going to be one of them that you're going to have to use to your advantage. Now, can you get women to find you physically, sexually attractive by being a YouTuber? And the answer is yes. I did say in my old YouTube channel that I said give it about 5 to 10 years that YouTube's going to be what makes you get female attention. And I have conducted some experiments, and I have actually tried it, and I guarantee you in the future, a lot of men are going to be going on YouTube, seeing that as an option to get women to notice them. But I'm also going to make another YouTube video called, Can YouTube Be the New Thing to Help You Get Noticed and Seen? Because I've noticed that a lot of these incels who go on YouTube and talk trash about women because they're sexually frustrated that they're not getting no attention, they talk trash, but it never helps them really get the attention that they're really looking for. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. Let's talk about the new dating age. From 2020 to 2035, and it doesn't matter if you put it in order or out of order, so coming in at number 5, you're gonna have to be above average. Now, you might spit out your Pepsi, your Coca-Cola, your Mountain Dew, your Sprite, your 7-Up. You might spit out your water, your tea, your Kool-Aid, your Coke 45, whatever it is that you drink, sprinkling water. You might be spitting this out. What I mean by you're gonna have to be above average or better than average is it ain't gonna just be money, looks, and status. It's now gonna be some things that are gonna be added to try to grab women's attention. I mean, it doesn't matter if you like black women, white women, Latino women, Asian, Indian women to an extent. It doesn't matter if you like a combination of both, young and old, black or white. You're gonna have to have money, because you need money. Without money, ain't nobody talking to you. The Undertaker won't even talk to you if you ain't got no money for a burial. So you got to have money. You got to have some kind of status. You got to have something, whether you played basketball or football in college, whether you got your own company, whether you fix trucks or cars, you're going to have some type of credentials that separate you from the rest of the herd. And you got to be good looking. You're going to have to hit the gym. That's just three things. Now, what I mean by you're going to have more in your toolbox, in your arsenal, is you might have to get a YouTube channel. You might have to come on here and introduce yourself to the world. Now, don't expect everybody to watch your videos, and do not expect everybody to like and understand you. Don't expect you're going to get a well-received reception. It's like a television show. Now, you're probably going to have to use YouTube because that's going to be one platform to use. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, you're probably going to have to use that a lot more. And I'm pretty sure that somewhere between, coming in at number 4, between 2020 and 2025, they're probably going to have some more new dating apps. I mean, if you think Tinder is the one thing that you need, you probably might think again. They're probably going to have another app that's probably made from Tinder, and that's probably going to be another thing you're going to have to compete with. So when guys go, well, I'm not good on internet dating, I understand that. I get that. You're not good at that, but with the way that we're going in this new dating diversion and the new age of dating, we're going to see something that the vast majority of men are going to have to swallow their pride, and they're going to have to learn how to compete on the internet. I mean, a lot of guys have a hard time competing at the nightclubs and the bars, and you see, according to the math and science on the internet, most men are having a hard time on the internet. And it's due to the fact that most men just do not like to deal with apps. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And you're going to have to market yourself pretty good. What brings us to number 3. You might have to take a business class in college to learn how to do some type of business marketing. You have to do something to make it to where women notice you exist. You might have to learn how to master the art of social media to the point where this is gonna be something you're gonna have to have a part of your work. A lot of guys who have their own companies, it's easy for them because they go on Facebook and they promote their business on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, right? So it's easy for those guys. But for the guys that just have a Facebook for the sake of having the Facebook, that's where all the challenges come in. You got a Twitter just to have the sake of a Twitter, or an Instagram or a Facebook. That's where all your problems come in. You're going to have to now start taking these things and use them to your advantage. Coming in at number 2, the new relationships. And I've said this before in my YouTube videos. The new relationship's gonna be friends with benefits, one night stands, and open relationships. And the reason why I say you're gonna have to go for that instead of the American traditional relationship that your parents and grandparents had that took place in the 1920s, and it thrived and flourished in the 1950s, and by the 1970s it went to its peak, and then by the 80s and the 90s it slowly digressed and fell apart in the 90s, and then the full-blown 2000s it's non-existing. The new relationships are going to be friends with benefits, one-night stands, private affairs, revenge sex, and open relationships. Those are going to become the new relationships from 2020 to 2035. Why I say that's going to become the new thing is because when you say I'm looking for a wife and someone to settle down with, the time frame that will take could take anywhere from 10 to 15 years, Worst case scenario, you're looking at 20 to 25 years. So by the time you got your house or an apartment, you got your car, you got 2 jobs or 3 jobs, or you have a company, and you've already saved up a lot of money, you got your priorities straight, and then there's just this one thing that's missing from your resume. You don't have a woman in your life. And when you try to do this, it might be a situation where she might want a relationship, and then she might not want one. It's 50-50. It's like a gamble. And it could be a number of factors. It could be you're too old, you're too young, or there's too big of a gap in age. It could be a bunch of factors. And I think this is going to become the new thing. How do I know? Because when I go to Las Vegas, every time I go to Las Vegas, I always get a couple that keeps trying to invite me for open relationships. And yeah, and I always say no to those because that's just not my thing. And then I go to a golf club, and there it goes again. So something's coming on the horizon. It's just a matter of figuring out what. Now, coming in at number 1, and I say coming in at number 1, just about every single man's going to have to learn how to do self-improvement. The reason why I say self-improvement is because it's going to become bigger than ever before. Self-improvement is going to overtake the pickup artist community. Let me say it again. Self-improvement is going to overtake the pickup artist community. The pickup artist community is slowly but maturely dying out, right? Now, it's been estimated that between 2020 to 2025, the existence of pickup artists and dating coaches will fade out of existence, like the dinosaurs. And any pickup artist or dating coach who gets mad when I say this, I don't care, because I don't like pickup artists and I don't like dating coaches because they're con artists. All they want to do is sell their books and their DVDs, and then when you waste all that time and energy going to the nightclubs and the bars and you get very little to no results, you can't get your money back. You can make some more money, but then you lost time, and unfortunately that's something you're never going to get back as time. And once they waste your time, they don't care because they already got what they wanted from you, is your money. So you're still losing. And with the power of the internet, it will be because of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and open relationships, one-night stands, private affairs, revenge sex, what I just mentioned. All of those and self-improvement in a combination is going to overtake pickup artists. You will no longer see pickup artists and dating coach YouTube channels. You will no longer see these guys going to bars and clubs and trying to approach. Because it's getting to the point where when you do learn pickup artists, when you learn being a dating coach, guess what happens to you? Every time you try those things that they tell you to tell the girl's got pepper spray, the girl's got something to use against you as a weapon. And what I mean by self-improvement is going to overtake pickup artists, because you're going to have to self-improve in everything. It ain't going to just be money, looks, and status. It's going to be money, looks, and status. Do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have an Instagram? Do you do a Snapshot? That's what's going to be happening from 2020 to 2035. When you want a relationship, it ain't going to just be a relationship. It's going to be an open relationship. You're going to be swung into a group of people, and you're going to be saying, why can't I just get the girl and settle down like my parents and grandparents? And that's becoming non-existent in this today's society. It's not me saying this and making this up. This is something I've actually seen. I've gone to Las Vegas, and every time I go to Las Vegas, there's a couple that go, he's handsome, he's cute, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. Let's get him. And I always say no to it because, that you have to sit down and actually think and reflect on what it is that you're signing yourself up for. And 2020 to 2035, you're gonna see stuff that you're not used to seeing become an actual normal thing. By 2025, it will become normal and acceptable that you would have to use Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to get some type of attention. You might have to make YouTube videos like this to get popular. You might have to become popular. You might have to go out into the field and make interesting videos and topics to be seen. That might be a pain in the butt, and as a bonus, you're probably going to end up on some of these websites, dating apps, and you're probably going to have to, I don't know, probably take some money out your pocket, and I would say, would say between 2025, maybe to 2030, I would say sex robots will probably become the number one option for men that are sexually frustrated. The reason why I say between 2025 to 2030, because when you hear 80% of men are not getting no attention, there's a logical reason for that. There's an explanation for that. And the men who figure out you gotta master social media to get female attention won't have to resort to desperate measures. And the guys that are stuck in the 80% are gonna resort to desperate measures. I'm willing to go to say that somewhere around 2030 to 2035, that's when I think the impossible might become possible. That's when the government might, I don't know, don't quote me on this, it's not 100% accurate, we're a long ways off from there, could possibly, potentially make prostitution become legalized between 2030 and 2035. The reason why I'm not saying 2020 to 2025 is because that's too early. Somewhere around 2030 to 2035, I think that's when they might just make it, they just might throw their hands up and say, you know what, I'm tired of all these gunshots, I'm tired of all these men getting guns and going off and going nuts and going insane, and throw their hands up and say, all right, fine, let the wolves wear themselves out, let criminals fake their own self out of existence. And you will see some type of new dating age come out of that. So when I call it the new dating age, it's going to be broken down like this. 50% of men are going to get passports and just go to another country and don't come back. If they can't get the passport, they might find themselves being talked into an open relationship, meaning you'll have to settle for one-night stands, private affairs, revenge sex, open relationships. If you don't take that option, then you'll probably be running to a strip club. And the other 50% are just gonna self-improve themselves. There won't be no more pickup artist dating coach between 2020 to 2025, because the more you keep creating all these new apps and the more social media keeps getting expanded, the harder it is for someone to keep up with the pickup artists and the dating coaches, because a lot of the pickup artists and dating coaches are not incorporating self-improvement into their system. They are not trying to come out with other ways to talk to girls in their system. It's approach, and you do know what the reason of insanity is, right? You try the same thing over and over and over again, and you get either the same result or no result, and then ultimately you go crazy. And then somebody got to put you in a sane asylum like in the Batman movies of Gotham Arkham Knight video games, because you lost your marbles, because you tried the same concept and it isn't going anywhere. And if it isn't going anywhere, it's because it's never worked in the first place. That's why I say don't listen to pickup artists and dating coaches. See, when I tried YouTube, and made these videos, if you would have told me back 12 years ago that me making YouTube videos and me getting attention from a lot of beautiful, attractive women in the Grove area, I would have probably thought, a lot of people who told me this, I would have thought they were insane. if you would have thought me making these videos 12 years ago, I would have thought people were crazy. And what I'm trying to say is, if I got popular making these YouTube videos, then that has to make you wonder, what if somebody figures out how to use Facebook or Twitter or Instagram to make themselves popular, to make women pay attention? Then it's possible. If I can come on here and make YouTube videos and get popular, whether it's for a reason or for no reason, it's going to be called the Paris Hilton effect. You know why people hate Paris Hilton? Because she became rich and famous for nothing. She just became famous just to become famous. And when people can't figure out why you become famous or you become popular, they hate and they despise you, because to them there has to be some type of reason on why you got popular and famous. People like Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton, they just got famous to be famous. Well, what do you think's going to happen in the next 10 to 15 years? There's going to be some more of that. And most men are going to have to start to learn how to take that type of approach, because if they say 80% of men are still being rejected, the logical answer to that is the women are just not finding those men physically, sexually attractive. They're not appealing to the women. And if I can come on here and make videos and get women smiling at me in public and finding me attractive, not all women, but some women, then what does that mean in the next 10 to 15 years? You're going to have to learn how to have a Facebook. So it ain't going to be, I got money, looks, and status. It's, I'm going to have money, looks, and status. I got a Facebook. Money, looks, and status, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I mean, I'm just trying to tell you where it's going. And is there any signs of it slowing down? Probably not. Unless we have an economic collapse, and unless that actually happens. But the point is, what I'm saying is, you're going to have to come on YouTube like I did. I didn't want to come on here and make these videos, but a lot of people was like, you're boring, you're no fun, don't nobody want to hear that all you do is go to work, you go to gym, you go home. I was doing that for 12 years, and people told me, well, that's why no woman is talking to you, because you're doing the same thing over and over and over. I make YouTube videos, people see me at the gym and go, that's that dude that be talking trash on camera. I go out into the nightclubs and the bars, they go, that's the guy to be wearing the Dragon Ball Z hat and the Dragon Ball Z shirt. Hey man, where you get that Dragon Ball Z shirt from? So what I'm saying to you is, the future gonna be, you just can't go to work and go to school. You're gonna end up having to make YouTube videos just so you can tell people that I'm fun, cool, and exciting. Then it's gonna be, I have a motorcycle and I do YouTube. Or I'm a truck driver, I do YouTube. It's going to be something like that in the next 10 to 15 years. Hopefully that's not the case. I'm just telling you, Solo gave me the idea for this video.